Alright. That's not a cake. Not a cake. Do that now. Here's some wrestling news. We have an update on a WWE Superstar's departure. A mystery guest has been announced for Smackdown tonight. And Billy Corgan comments on the NWA shutting down rumours. We'll get to that in a bit. So the future plans of Kairi Sane have been discussed a fair bit over the last week or so. There was talk via the Wrestling Observer newsletter a short while ago that Kairi was wrapping up her time for WWE and she was planning to move to Japan to work as a spokesperson. A sort of update on that comes from Tokyo Sports. Now, they're normally pretty good with getting these things on the money. And Tokyo Sports have reported that Kairi Sane is indeed set to return to Japan as early as next month so she can be with her husband. Again, something that Dave was talking about in the newsletter just the other week. Now, also they say that Kairi Sane got married back in February and she has been very open with many friends about wanting to return to Japan. Now, if she ends up leaving, it's probably going to be in or just around or possibly just after SummerSlam, as the SummerSlam has been mentioned regarding like an announcement for Kairi Sane, according to Tokyo Sports. And if she was, and if the plan is true and this all goes ahead and she does head to Japan, this isn't the end of her as a part of WWE or the WWE landscape. Whilst she will head to Japan, we understand in an ambassadorial role, something again that we mentioned this past week, but it's something that has been updated via Tokyo Sports, who says Sane will become an ambassador for the WWE in Japan, which would be a great thing to have over there. I'm sure that the plans to push WWE further into Japan aren't completely cancelled, they're just on hold whilst the world is on fire. Having somebody with the gravitas of Kairi Sane over there to kind of help move those things along is certainly a good idea. But it'll be a shame to not see her on the regular as part of the WWE. Like as we saw on Monday Night Raw, she still has so much to offer, and we are slowly starting the tease for an Asuka Kairi Sane showdown, which may end up being the final match that Kairi Sane has as part of WWE, at least for the time being. I guess if you're gonna go out, you go out with a bang, don't you? So Tokyo Sport corroborating quite a few things that have been said there. So that is the update, really, is that another source is reporting that Kairi Sane is on the way out of the company. Could be, by the looks of things, happening next month on or around SummerSlam. Looking ahead to tonight's Friday Night Smackdown, the final stop before the horror show at Extreme Rules. Rawr. Alexa Bliss has announced that she's got a special guest on the Moment of Bliss tonight. So she's a mystery guest, as has been advertised. In fact, the exact wording on WWE.com goes, Alexa Bliss will roll out the red carpet for a marquee guest on a Moment of Bliss this Friday night. The identity of this guest remains a mystery, but promises to have the blue brand a buzz. Who will Bliss reveal as the mystery guest for the much anticipated episode of A Moment of Bliss? Now, there's a few people online that have put this out there. Putting this out there myself, it's a bit of rumor and innuendo. There's been a lot of stuff shared online around AJ Lee. There was a photo shared on WWE.com. Dolph Ziggler shared a photo of him with AJ Lee and Big E just to the day. So the part of the rumour is that it could end up being, maybe, possibly, an AJ Lee appearance. And I don't know what... I mean, obviously Dolph Ziggler's challenging for the WWE Championship, but that's a Raw brand thing. So it would be strange to push that on the SmackDown side of things. But you never say never. You never say never. There's plenty of other possibles. In fact, hit me in the comments. Find some space in the comments behind people saying first, I'm first, fire Vince or whatever. Find some space in the comments down there. And tell us who you think should be the mystery guest for SmackDown tonight. It is a full-on weekend of professional wrestlings, isn't it? We've got Slammiversary ahead of Extreme Rules. That's tomorrow night. 20+ people have been teased with a return / and or debut as part of Slammiversary tomorrow night, and they are certainly keeping us teased and keeping us intrigued with this announcement. So, breaking from Impact Wrestling, the Rascals, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz, belter of a tag team, they've issued an open challenge for Slammiversary. Find out who accepts it this Saturday. Set your rumours going now. The likely ones, they're the bookies' favourites on this. It's two teams. There is Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who have signed reportedly with Impact Wrestling. A nice deal for them, which would see them also go and wrestle in Japan, as well as doing stuff for Impact. The other possible is the artists formerly known as Hawkins and Ryder. Now, Brian Myers and Matt Cardona have been released from WWE back in April, and we know that Brian Myers, artist formerly known as Kurt Hawkins, was one of those names that was teased in the videos for Slammiversary, and we know that Matt has been posting some teaser photos with the Internet Championship. Once again, he's looking in fine form, and he is gearing up for something big, so possibly even Hawkins and Ryder to answer the challenge of the Rascals. It should be a big debut either way. You can watch it all go down live, by the way, with reactions from Adam Pacitti on the Cultaholic YouTube channel on Saturday night. You can watch Slammiversary, see who actually does turn up. I think Impact have a chance to shock the world this weekend, and I'm living for it. And you can watch that with them, and you can check out our video all about the people that are rumoured to be debuting or returning. We do a temperature gauge on all of them, and you can watch that on the Cultaholic YouTube channel right now. Let's do some Trademark news. We love a bit of Trademark news, don't we? Now, this one has some possible long-term impacts with stuff in New Japan. I shall explain. Now, according to Fightful, WWE have applied for the copyright and the trademark for marketing and merchandising purposes for Intercontinental Championship. Now, obviously, they have had the Intercontinental Championship as part of the book since 1979, and so it's very much theirs, but they wouldn't own the name Intercontinental Champion completely theirs, hold it close to their heart and give it a little kiss at night. They want to own the whole thing. Obviously, in New Japan, you have the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. That is a belt that is currently held by Evil, old Evil 2 belts right now. So, with WWE putting the trademark in for Intercontinental Championship, that might potentially cause some ramifications to New Japan. We'll keep an eye on that one. Undertaker announced at the end of the Last Ride docuseries that he is done with wrestling. Unless Vince McMahon needs him back, in which case he's not done with wrestling. Just in perfect keeping with the Undertaker stance on wrestling again, as the Last Ride docuseries finished and had a nice conclusive ending, they're popping in a bonus episode. Yes, we're getting another episode of The Last Ride. This one subtitled Tales from the Dead Man, which is premiering on the WWE Network Sunday following the horror show at Extreme Rules. Quote, get ready for some incredible behind-the-scenes anecdotes from the man himself, as Undertaker recalls stories about the origins of his character, his experience on an infamous plane ride. We know the one. Michael Hayes' barber remembers it fondly. And even that time he fought the Godfather over a hat, all accompanied by never-before-seen animation. They're animating some of these, which should be really cool. One thing that won't be addressed is The Undertaker's apparent fear of cucumbers. That was an internet rumour that did the rounds for a long time, which he had to debunk recently. Undertaker is not afraid of cucumbers. We can now all move on. Undertaker is not a cat. He's not afraid of cucumbers. But that's happening Sunday following the horror show at Extreme Rules. I'm intrigued to hear this. I like hearing more and more stories of The Undertaker. Now he's kicked back a little bit. I'm liking hearing some stuff of him breaking down some of the bits in his career. So there should be some fun stories in there. And I like the fact that it's animated. Like, that's adorable. We're going to have the Undertaker animated TV series by the end of this. I want like a nice shot of Undertaker in the Ministry of Darkness drinking beer by the fence like King of the Hill. That'd be nice. Don't know what I'm talking about. And finalement, the rumours of my death are greatly exaggerated. Not my words, the words of Mark Twain, and the words of Billy Corgan, kind of, sort of. Billy Corgan took to Instagram and his social platforms yesterday to address some rumours doing the rounds about the fate, the very fate, of NWA. So the National Wrestling Alliance has been very quiet lately as a result of the pandemic. Tapings of NWA Power were halted as a result of the speaking out allegations, of course. We saw Dave Lagana step down as VP. So there's been a bit of disarray within that company, and it's all gone very quiet. Raven spoke recently on Hannibal TV and put the word out there that there is speculation that Billy Corgan is wrapping up things with the NWA. Well, Billy Corgan took to the social medias yesterday to address those rumours and said, a quick note about the National Wrestling Alliance, which I fought for and won ownership of a few years back. We are not shutting down. So please disregard any and all rumours to effect. The NWA is not and will not be for sale. And those talent who are under contract remain under contract for a reason, which is that we are at the NWA trying to figure out a way to provide our great fans with wrestling content in a very, very tough environment. And most importantly, keep our talents safe and the standard of production you've come to expect from us at a high level. Anything less, in my opinion, is unacceptable. So yes, appreciate the interest, appreciate the chatter, but don't appreciate the unsourced rumours and speculation. So Billy Corgan, breathing a sigh of relief, as we all are, that the fact that the NWA is still kicking along and NWA Power coming back soon. We don't know when, because obviously everything's on fire on planet Earth. We don't know when it's coming back, and I want it back when it's ready to be back. I love NWA Power. I make no secret about it on this channel. It's genuinely one of my favourite wrestling products. It's a beautiful throwback, and long may it remain. That'll do it for your Cultaholic Wrestling news for today. Thank you for continuing to support what we do here at Cultaholic during this wild ride that is 2020. Whether it's watching the videos, listening to the podcast, just being a part of the community, we genuinely couldn't do what we do without you. So thank you very much. Can I offer a suggestion for you this weekend? How about paying forward some love? Quite often on Twitter, and I see this now more than ever, away from the incredibly important conversations we need to be having, more often than not, we only tend to tweet when there's something wrong. We only tend to tweet when we disagree. We only tend to tweet with anger. There's people on your Twitter follow list that you've probably never interacted with, but you probably love the stuff that they do. So I'd like to encourage you just to, out of the blue, tweet either maybe a creator that you like, away from Cultaholic, maybe a friend that you haven't spoke to in ages, but just reach out to somebody and just go, I appreciate you. Words to that effect. You won't believe how powerful something like that is. It's so easy for us to complain when things go wrong. Not enough of us speak up when things are right. And sometimes when someone's having a really bad day, that little word of wisdom, that little bit of encouragement can genuinely get somebody through a really dark bit. And in the same sense, if you're going through something dark, I always find that passing on love to others helps as well. If you do anything this weekend, before you send an angry tweet to a presidential figure that you don't like, before you react negatively to a content creator you're not a fan of, maybe stop. Tweet somebody that you do like. Tell them how great they are. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much that video, that song meant to you. You'll feel so much better. Then after that, do what you like. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Love you, bye.